I remember her, wonder if she remember me. All I got is a memory, but everything turned out the way that it was meant to be. If she knew what she meant to me, maybe she would change a little, pray for some serenity. But you could think your enemy, the one full of venom that stole her identity. I remember her, wonder if she remember me. All I got is a memory, but everything turned out the way that it was meant to be. If she knew what she meant to me, maybe she would change a little, pray for some serenity. But you could think your enemy, the one full of venom that stole her identity. She just wants to be normal, doesn't want the world treating her like a thermos, providing service. It all used to be so simple before this. There were dreams, it was tortoise. Now these days it's torture. Forced to move on with no closure. No house, but if there was, it would be in foreclosure. She at the club, no sub. She got a cub, growing up. A bunch of bums, throwing up. A bunch of ones, and then lunch. Get funds, but losing what? Self-respect, self-reflect, and you're stuck. Put yourself in check. Easier said than done when you gotta try to meet the quota before the reaper comes. When you sleep in slums, and always just out of reach of what they keep you from. When you rock to the beat of a different drum, because your heart don't beat, it just sits and hums. She got a murmur, no faith to turn to. Hate to be a burden, determined to get a word in. Edgewise, just along for the ride. Ignore the sorrow side, that's where tomorrow resides. That's where she swallows her pride. That's where her mother and her father and her sister and her brother and her conscience go hide. That's where her confidence died. Where she cried and lost sight of her softer side. Where her mind and her heart and her thoughts collide. Where the lot's better part of her only wants to fly. Where the other part of her really wants to die. But when that beat comes on, she becomes alive. I remember her, wonder if she remember me. All I got is a memory, but everything turned out the way that it was meant to be. If she knew what she meant to me, maybe she would change a little, pray for some serenity. But you could think her enemy, the one full of venom that stole her identity. I remember her, wonder if she remember me. All I got is a memory, but everything turned out the way that it was meant to be. If she knew what she meant to me, maybe she would change a little, pray for some serenity. But you could think her enemy, the one full of venom that stole her identity. And she spends all of her time trying to be perfect, not realizing even if she isn't, she's still worth it. In her mind, she's in her prime and she's only working, but she still thinks we hold the key to her verdict. But I don't. I just see her for what she is more than this. And she falling deeper and deeper than the problems that exist at the core of this. She only knows how to, but she makes love to that fifth. Only thing that ever reciprocated the feeling. Only way to make a living is a strip to make it appealing. For chips like when pain is peeling. From the window to the wall, paint to the ceiling. The angst is building. I mean, dangerous the building where she keeps her children. And the bank keep on billing, they don't think they're stealing. With the fees that'll kill them and the breeze to chill them. 0 degrees and kneeling, praying for healing. I wonder if you're hearing, probably 1 in a billion. She thinks she not doomed, she gonna quit soon. On the Titanic, in a panic, hear the violin tune. She got them all swoon, that's her hideaway. She's in her ballroom, dancing the night away. I remember her, wonder if she remember me. All I got is a memory, but everything turned out the way that it was meant to be. If she knew what she meant to me, maybe she would change a little, pray for some serenity. But you could think her enemy, the one full of venom that stole her identity. I remember her, wonder if she remember me. All I got is a memory, but everything turned out the way that it was meant to be. If she knew what she meant to me, maybe she would change a little, pray for some serenity. But you could think her enemy, the one full of venom that stole her identity.